After traveling full-time for nearly 4 years and visiting 30-something countries, we have tested a lot of travel gear. In today's video, we're gonna be breaking down 5 items we can't travel without and 5 items that we thought we would need but just ended up wasting space in our bags.
As a bonus, we'll be sharing with you the most ridiculous thing that we have been traveling with for the past 6 months and that we use almost every day, but we would never recommend anyone pack.
The first item on our waste of space category is the Garmin InReach Mini.
If you're not familiar with what the Garmin InReach is, it's like a satellite GPS. It can send basic text, but it's really good for identifying where you are if you don't have any connection to service.
Yeah, which is why we originally got it. My mom was super worried about us traveling and said that we had to get one of these so she could keep an eye on us. But I think that something that was just underestimated is just how accessible data and internet is around the world.
Just cell phones and reception all over the world.
Everywhere. It is so rare that we haven't had cell service that this has just been a huge waste of space and in many instances money because you have to get a subscription with this guy. The only time that this really came in handy was like doing Everest Base Camp, doing Patagonia, times where we were out of service for a long time, and we never really needed it because we never had any issues on those trips.
And even on those trips, there were like 10 or 20 people around us at all times.
Yeah, that's
so
true. We could have got help.
No, we didn't need it.
We didn't really need it. And the only reason we actually have it right now is because we thought, oh, we're like driving all the way down to Central America, like maybe we'll be out of reception zones a lot. We're not.
No.
We don't need this.
No,
this is wasting space.
Good old cell phone will do. We're gonna go back and forth between the items that we think are a waste of space and the items that we absolutely love. And the next one we definitely absolutely love because every good traveler needs a good toiletry kit. And we have tried out a lot of different toiletry kits in the past, but this one is really special because Nicole has absolutely fallen in love with it.
I'm obsessed with this toiletry kit. As you can see, it is very compact, but also very spacious. This thing holds a lot. This toiletry kit is by Tripped Travel Gear. They are the sponsor of today's video, which we're really stoked about because we love their gear and we love sharing awesome gear with you guys. So this is what this guy looks like all folded out. Thank you.
I'll just be like
I appreciate that. The reason this toiletry kit has become my absolute favorite is actually mostly because of this bottom pouch right here. This has become my shower caddy. It's very common that when we get to a new hotel or an Airbnb, we have nowhere in the shower to put anything.
Zero space.
Literally nothing in there, no shelving or anything. And so what I do is I actually hang the whole toiletry kit up on the shower rod, and then I have access to this while I shower. And inside here, I keep everything that I need for like a full shower. Like I have my shampoo, my conditioner, my razor, my makeup remover cloth, all of those things. And so what I do is I use them all. They get wet in the shower, but then I'm able to just put them right back in here, and then I just leave this unzipped, and overnight it all dries.
You can even like remove it. Oops.
It is actually totally detachable. So if you wanted to also just bring this straight into the shower with you, you could do that too. And then if I want to like put this down in the shower, it's just getting the plastic on like the shower and not all my things on the shower. So it just feels a lot cleaner. The next item that we discovered was a complete waste of space is related to our water bottles, and that was a UV water filter. For the first couple of years, we went around with a UV, what is it called?
It's a SteriPen.
Yeah. We thought it would be super useful. It ended up being helpful during like Everest Base Camp, but that was absolutely it. We thought what we would be doing with it is like filling up our water with tap water around the world and then using the UV filter to kill the bacteria and then just drinking that. But as it turns out, water from the tap around the world usually doesn't taste that great.
Yeah, it was completely safe. Like we never got like sick off of it, but it just, you know, it was just so much easier to get bottled water.
Yeah, and you can buy like huge jugs of water is what we would usually do, and we just fill our bottles with that when we need to. So we discovered that the UV SteriPen was just taking up space.
Or really any other
water filtration,
like the tablets or the iodine thing, and like
there are UV
some water bottles.
Filter water bottles, and I don't think that even at this point we would do that. We just buy bottled water, and then we feel really safe knowing that whatever we're drinking has for sure been purified.
The next item is one we absolutely cannot travel without, and it is a kitchen sink 20 liter by Sea to Summit. It is not actually a kitchen sink. We don't use it as a kitchen sink.
I bet you didn't expect that.
We use it as our laundry bucket. So Nicole and I, when we first started traveling, we were aiming to travel full time, and we thought that we didn't want to do laundry in like bathtubs and like dirty faucets or whatever.
Well, we actually left without this.
Right.
So we expected that, oh, it's okay, we'll do laundry like in our bathtubs, in like the sinks in the bathrooms, it'll be fine. And then we learned that at our budget, there are no bathtubs.
It's so gross.
We never get bathtubs. And the sinks, like washing your clothes straight into sinks in like hotels and Airbnbs, we thought was just so gross. We couldn't do it. So within weeks, we found this bucket in Nepal, and now we're on our second one. We bought a new one because we just love this so much.
So this, might not be applicable if you're going for a shorter holiday or vacation, but if you're traveling long term, like maybe multiple weeks, multiple months, this guy is the bomb because, you can just fill it with water. It's waterproof. You put all your laundry, you buy some detergent for like 50 cents, and you've got yourself a way to do laundry. We also do hang it up with the Sea to Summit clothesline, which we have been finding also as invaluable to this entire process.
We also own 2 of these.
We also
we have 2 of these guys, and now we've got 2 buckets. The next item that is a waste of space, if you're Miko, is a travel pillow. But you can see that I still have one, and that's because I actually need this in order to fall asleep on like planes and trains and stuff. But Miko definitely does not. So he ditched this like 2 months in, maybe?
Yeah, it's a little bit controversial between Nicole and I, but I definitely think this is a waste of space. And we used it a lot when we first started traveling carry-on.
Yeah.
And I admit that it was useful at some times, but for most of the times when we were traveling, on like buses or planes or in taxis or whatever, I was totally fine with just a sweater on my shoulder, or I'm just watching movies on the plane anyways. So I really didn't need it, and I can always fall asleep anywhere. Nicole has a little bit of a harder time falling asleep.
So I needed it badly.
So she needs it. This one's a really good one. This one's by Eagle Creek. It's inflatable like that, like in just 2 pumps. And it works really well, but I didn't think it was necessary. For the space it was, I was excited about travel anyway, so why would I want to sleep?
Okay, you could just sleep. That was the difference.
That's true.
You just fall asleep. You don't need this. I would be in so much pain. There was a 0% chance I'm sleeping without a pillow, but Mika doesn't need it.
Over the past little while, we've also been traveling Central America in a car, so we truly don't need a neck pillow because we have a car, we have Airbnbs, we're good.
I don't need this anymore.
This item we originally didn't pack, but now 100% I cannot travel without it, and that is a dry bag.
Yeah.
This is something that we actually picked up in the Philippines right after we had a very close call with losing a ton of electronics into the beautiful waters of El Nido.
Yeah, it was really scary. We had just been packing our stuff into a backpack, and that went in the ocean. So then we learned that we definitely need a dry bag.
So in El Nido, we picked up this dry bag.
Yeah.
It's a 15-liter dry bag, and now this goes anywhere we go when it comes to water activities.
Yeah.
So think of kayaking, think of sailing trips, boat trips, even like
Snorkeling, scuba diving.
even like days in the jungle where it's
like
soggy and wet. Just having or beach days. Just having a dry bag like this has been so great. Such a game changer for our travels.
Yeah, and I would absolutely recommend this even if you're not carrying gear. Like obviously we carry a lot of electronics, but even if you're just going regular traveling, having a space to keep all of your belongings dry, even if it's just like your cell phone and your towel and your clothing and your snack or something, this has been something that now we will never leave without. An item that is always on people's recommended list, but actually goes on our waste of space list, is a money belt. We have traveled with money belts in the past, and honestly, they are just a hassle, and they really make you stand out as a tourist.
Yeah, it really signals that I have all important things in one spot, and it's kind of awkward sometimes to dig in to get
so
money.
Obvious.
And it's so obvious that like you're almost like saying, hey everybody, here it is.
Here's where all the things you want, that's right here, come at me. So in place of that, we use good old fashioned wallets.
Just plain old regular wallets.
What a novelty.
But we try our best not to put everything in the wallet, which I think is what the main issue is with the money belt. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, and we try to split up things between our wallets so that if we do lose it, it's not going to be a catastrophic
loss of all our cards and money. Yeah. So we put everything that we need for like the day or the outing that we're doing, we'll go into our little wallets. We'll bring that with us in our day packs. Let's just have a little bit of cash in it and just one card, our Wise card. And Nico has an old Metro ticket in there. And the rest of everything that's actually very important goes into our passport wallet. This guy holds all the rest of our credit cards and debit cards, and of course our passport as well. And any other cash that we have taken out will also be in here. And that just lives at our accommodation 99% of the time. We try not to take this out as often as possible. Another item that we cannot travel without is packing cubes. These ones are once again by Tripped Travel Gear. Now, the obvious benefit to packing cubes is that they organize your clothes when you're packing your backpack or your luggage. But I think a benefit of packing cubes that goes underappreciated is once you arrive to your location, I just take this guy out of my backpack and then I have like a homemade drawer, which I absolutely love. So I take this out of my backpack and I can just put it on a bed somewhere or in a closet, and I get to use this this as if it was like a drawer in my closet at home. So I kind of don't feel like I'm living out of a bag all the time.
Yeah.
Whenever I need access to it, I just unzip it and then I have access to all my items. But it can just be right in like the shelf. And then that way, all my clothing remains organized, and when I go to pack up again, it's all ready. I just zip up the packing cube, put it in my backpack, and away we go. So
Some people think that packing cubes is just for organization inside your bag, but as Nicole's found out, because she is a top quality organizer, you can also organize your life outside your bag with packing cubes.
seriously, I love it. Like if you were to use like a compression sack, let's say, as an example, instead of these, every time you get clothing out, you would just be driving yourself mad. You would hate it. But instead, I have portable shelves or drawers.
We also really like these cubes because they can compress down and squish everything
Which I love to do.
into a smaller profile, so it's perfect if you're doing carry-on travel or just want to save space in your bag. Looks like that.
An item that we left Canada with originally and ended up sending back home was our hiking boots. So hiking boots, of course, if you are going specifically somewhere that you're gonna be non-stop hiking, like in the Himalayas or in Patagonia or something, yes, hiking boots, they're gonna be a great choice. But honestly, they are so heavy that what we learned is if there's any chance we can do activities without the boots, we just wanna leave them at home.
Yeah, we actually found in our travels that unless you're gonna go for a multiple night hikes or multiple day like big expeditions, yes, it's great to take hiking boots, but other than that, you really don't need it. Like for example, one of our most recent adventures was hiking Akatanengo.
Yeah.
And for that, I just use my runners. These are from Bessie. These are the Stormbursts, and these have been amazing for like big adventures, like hiking a volcano.
Akatanengo was a 2-day up and down hike on a volcano. It was messy, it was rugged, and we just used our sneakers. We didn't need boots. So I think for like 95% of situations, hiking boots simply are not worth the huge amount of space and weight they're gonna take up in your bag.
Another item that we feel like we don't give enough attention, but we absolutely cannot travel without is a good travel lock.
Yeah.
We use the one by Master Lock, and this has been awesome for locking up our bags. Obviously, when it's in transit, under a bus or in a plane, this is really, really good. What it's also really good for is using it on lockers, especially if you're a person that's gonna do a lot of hostel travel or, you know, those capsule hotels, or just any situation where your accommodation provides you a locker. They often don't provide you a lock, and having this has saved us so many times.
Yeah, we specifically like these ones by Master Lock because they're like the wire lock as opposed to like those hard metal locks. That way, if we have a lock that's kind of weird, like it's a weird shape, which we find quite often on hostels, we can like wiggle this into any fitting that we need and then use it to lock.
The other day too, we went on a jungle hike and we went jumping into a pool, but before we got into those pools, there were like some wooden lockers there that you can just put your stuff in to keep it safe while you're in the water, but they don't provide locks, so having a tiny guy like this was perfect for that day.
And then this is also, there's like a TSA approval thing here, so if the airport needed to unlock your bag for you, they're able to do that without busting your backpack open or your luggage open. Now it is time for the bonus item, which is the thing that we have been loving for the past 6 or so months, but is absolutely ridiculous. We would highly not recommend that you get this.
Should I get it?
Okay,
or should
no,
you
you're,
get it?
no,
Okay,
definitely
I'm gonna
you get
get
it. I can't even get it. Like I actually can't carry it over here. That's why you shouldn't bring it with you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Nobody should travel with this unless you're us.
So, in the last year, Miko and I have really been trying to focus on our health and our wellness. And one way that we needed to do that was, of course, getting enough exercise. And it's difficult with this lifestyle, but now that we have a vehicle, we decided in Mexico to order a dumbbell set.
Yeah, so this is an adjustable dumbbell set. It does exactly what you think it does, and it is very not good at all for any sort of carry-on travel or
honestly, it's ridiculous for almost every kind of travel. But we have enough room in the car, and we were like, you know what? We wanted to do something more than just yoga mat workouts, so we bought ourselves dumbbells, and they weigh a ton. Well, they weigh 50 kilos or something.
24 kilograms.
24 kilos. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that you found it really useful. If you have some information on things that you either love to travel with or maybe that you ditched along the road, put them down in the comments and we'll get back to you in there.
We'll put all the links to the items that we talked about in the description. And also, once again, thank you so much to Trip Travel Gear for sponsoring this video. We will catch you guys in the next one. But would not recommend anybody to pack with.
To pack with.
Pack with?
Dang it, that was so good. It was so good. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
I think it's working. Oh my gosh.